Magandang araw po. Ngayon po ay ang panahon ng online activities, classes, businesses, webinars at mga misa at formation talks. Kaya medyo talo ka kapag wala kang kaalam-alam sa computers, di ba? At baka hindi pa ninyo narinig, meron pong very elementary computer science principle, ang so-called GIGO principle. Narinig na ba ninyo yan? GIGO stands for garbage in, garbage out. This simply states that the integrity of your output is really dependent on the integrity of your input. The computer can only work with the information you feed into it. Kaya if you feed it junk, basura, you will get back junk. Your lunchbox is your responsibility. Silipin natin ang science of electricity.
On September 11, 2003, The Guardian reported Britain's biggest blackout in 25 years. This plunged large parts of London into darkness. The report said it was the result of a 1-ampere fuse being fitted in place of a 5,000-ampere fuse at a substation. The fuse, described as shoebox-sized, or about the size of a child's lunchbox, naturally blew up. All the electrical power of this entire region passed through that single fuse. Without that fuse box, no power could reach any point in that vast region. Without that fuse box, an entire city can be in darkness. Total darkness. All of life within the affected areas seemed to stand still. Isn't that amazing? How a fuse box, the size of a child's lunchbox, can be so important as to make time stand still and affect thousands of people. In today's gospel, indeed, literally, a child's lunchbox proved to be so powerful as to affect the lives of more than 5,000 people. The little boy brought generosity and volunteerism inside his lunchbox. He gave everything he had to Jesus. And that made the difference. The love of God passed through that little lunchbox to feed the multitude. That lunchbox was his heart. What is in your heart? You may have faith in there, but also anger or bitterness. You may have hope in there, but also brokenness or fears. You may have love in there, but also pains or material concerns, or emptiness or loneliness. Give all you have to Jesus, and He will accept you and bless you beyond your greatest expectations.
Pambihira, no? How a fuse box, the size of a child's lunchbox, can be so important as to affect the life of thousands of people. Pero nakita na ninyo ang connection niyan sa gospel natin, Dumako naman tayo sa field of philosophy. It is not very difficult to see the connections here. The so-called golden rule, which applies to practically all the religions in the world, says, do unto others what you would like them to do unto you. That is to say, the measure that you give is the measure you receive. You sow the seeds of hatred in your family, you sow anger in your community, you reap the fruits of anger, hatred, and hostility just the same, well shaken and flowing over. On the other hand, if you sow the seeds of respect for life, respect for human dignity, if you sow the seeds of right attitude toward everybody, regardless of race, color, creed, and physical well-being, you reap a harvest of peace, joy, and harmony. And as we said, alam po ninyo, most religions apply this golden rule one form or another. Pero, meron ding silver rule, hindi lang golden rule. Yung silver rule ay yung negative version ng golden rule. Anong sinasabi nito? Do not do unto others what you would not have them do unto you. At syempre po, merong platinum rule. Treat others in the way they like to be treated. At hindi po pahuhuli ang bronze. Ang bronze rule states, do unto others as they have done unto you. Siguro naman obvious na ang golden rule lang ang turo sa atin ni Lord ha, wala nang iba. The golden and also silver rules of Confucius is called the shoe or reciprocity principle. Ang sinasabi nito, never impose on others what you would not choose for yourself. Very practical. Confucianism speaks also of the principles of Li and Yen. It says that if one acts in a way that is externally proper, one reaps the internal virtue called Ren or Yen, which will develop with one's external behavior. Sa madaling salita, kung gusto mo palang mabago ang loob mo, baguhin mo muna yung labas. Sa Taoism naman, they insist on interiority and harmony with nature. It believes that what you sow internally, you will reap externally. This principle is called Wu Wei, which literally means without action. This is often expressed by the paradox Wei Wu Wei. Tongue twister. Ang ibig sabihin nun, action through inaction. Taoist philosophy proposes that the universe works harmoniously according to its own ways. So when someone exerts his will against the world, he disrupts that harmony, the yin-yang principle. Man must therefore place his will in harmony with the natural universe. Medyo baligtad sa Confucianism yan, na sinasabi sa Taoism, baguhin mo muna yung loob mo para mabago ang labas. Bago tayong mag-nosebleed dyan sa mga yan, punta na tayo sa field of religions. Hinduism, Buddhism, and Sikhism have the so-called karmic principle. This states that when you do something good, there is an inevitable call for a reward. If you do something bad, there is, however, an inescapable call for punishment. Alam nyo, very interesting na ang dami mga Katoliko, they speak about karma without really understanding yung difference niyan from our Christian principles. Kaya, dumako na tayo sa Christian belief natin. What do we really have? Sabi ni Jesus, ang golden principle ay, do to others whatever you would have them do to you. Pero tignan natin ang elaboration ng principle na ito sa commentary ni Jesus sa widow na naghulog sa collection box sa temple area. Ano ba yung sabi niya? Sabi niya, but she, from her poverty, has offered her whole livelihood. Jesus said something more than the golden rule. He did not only say that what you give is what you get. Ganyan ang karma Rather, the totality of his teaching is, give all you've got to give out of love, and God will take care of the rest. Give without counting the cost. Give without expecting anything in return. And he taught this not by writing a book, but by living it and by giving it without measure, so that we may have life to the full. Ganito ang paliwanag ni Saint Teresa of Calcutta. It is not how much we give, but how much love we put into the giving. At ganito naman ang paliwanag ni Saint John Paul II. The boy gave all he had, and Jesus miraculously fed 5,000 people. Place your lives in the hands of Jesus. He will accept you and bless you beyond your greatest expectations. In today's gospel, Jesus tested Philip with a question. Where can we buy some bread for these people to eat? Philip failed the test when he simply answered, 200 days' wages worth of food would not be enough for each of them to have a little. Kaya inside Philip's lunchbox was the material concern of what money can buy. Nalimutan niya na si Jesus ito. Andrew almost hit the right answer by volunteering a boy's lunchbox. Sabi ko, almost, ha? That was a good enough answer, though, from an apostle. Kasi enabling siya, encouraging agent siya. But, again, almost right. Later kasi he added, but what good are these for so many? Aha! Doon siya bumagsak. He doubted the power of the boy's little gift of love. Andrew simply carried doubts in his lunchbox. Ikaw, ano ang baon mo sa lunchbox ng puso mo? We are in that situation now when Jesus asks us to give from our lunch boxes. If He were to test us as He tested His apostles, papasa kaya tayo sa test? The boy in today's gospel looked into his lunchbox but did not let go of his gaze at the face of Jesus. Ganon din po sana tayo. Ano man ang laman ng lunchbox mo, malaki, maliit, kulang o sapat, maayos o magulo, ialay mo lang sa kaniyang mga kamay. Gagaling yan, lalaki yan, at dadami. Project naman niya yan eh. Hindi mo naman solo project ang buhay mo, di ba? O ano, are we passing the test of the Lord? Or are we almost passing lang? Today, we remember our many Filipino missionary brothers and sisters in the field. What is in your lunchbox today, my friend? Please, do not just almost give to the missions. Please, do not just almost give sa ating pong alay kaloob. Give your all and the most precious gift to God. That is your heart. And may God bless your hearts. Amen.